Woody Gwynn shares how the landscape inspires him.
It has such an incredible scale about it, this place. You can't help but sort of be put in mind of infinity, looking at some of these shapes. Right here. We know that the mountains are finite, but they put us in mind of infinity, you see. They put us in mind of something even bigger than themselves. And New Mexico is a place that does that. It's big, but it puts you in mind of realities that are even bigger. That feeling of infinity is a feeling of beauty and feeling of possibilities and all of the positive things that we all want and need in our lives. Hopefully, that's what great painting puts you in mind of. When I got out of high school, everyone expected me to go to college, and I knew it was a hopeless situation. Let's put it this way, I'm not up to normal when it comes to mathematics. I did meet Peter Hurd. I phoned him up. Oh yes, Mr. Gwynn, come out tomorrow at 3. So I did. When I showed up at the ranch, he couldn't have been nicer. Even though I'm sure he was surprised that I was an 18-year-old boy. He told me that he himself was once a waif, which I'll never forget him saying to me. And it was very radical advice for 1962. He said the only time he wasted was the time he was at Haverford College. Well, nobody was talking that way to me. He said, if you really want to be an artist, then go to an art school. Okay. And he said, I went to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art. I remember following Mr. Hurd out to his orangery. He was treating me just like an adult. We were going to go out and have a drink, which we did. But as we did, it had begun to snow, and I put my foot in his footsteps. And I thought to myself, well, I hope I can be an artist like this. You know, I remember that. And so I was on my way to the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Art about 2 or 3 months later, and that's what I did. But it was on his advice. You know, sometimes people pay you compliments in the strangest way. And one compliment that a friend of mine who painted, or paints, gave me was, he said, you know, Woody, I saw you out painting a few days ago, and I stopped the car and I watched you for a long time, and you weren't looking at anything. There was nothing that he saw that was paintable out there. And another time I'd done a painting of the big embankments going in on the interstate into Santa Fe. And he said, I was here when they blasted out those hills and made way for that highway. And I felt horrible about it at the time, but you've shown me that there's still a certain beauty there. Quite often doing a painting is an exploration of finding out what it is exactly about the thing that did inspire you. And you find out through elimination, through eliminating things, sometimes cutting off a part of the painting physically. I mean, that it really, you know, that part was not what was really stirring you, and focusing in on what it was that did excite you and interest you. Sometimes, almost invariably in the creative process, at least for me, I have a period of real despair where I think, oh no, this idea isn't going to work at all. And that's really a crucial moment. That's a good moment, because invariably that's the moment when your ego gives up and you really are open to new solutions or something that you weren't expecting. I think that once something passes through the prism of expression and human thought, that usually something has sort of happened to it. There's been a transformation, you know, I think. I'm not a Catholic, but anyway, part of the doctrine is transubstantiation, the idea of one substance turning into another substance. Well, that's a very exciting thought to me. And like my painting of the pond that I did near Mora, you know, that helped inspire me, the idea that it was like the substance of water was turning into this another substance of light. The greatest danger of abstract art is that it ends up being not anything beyond decoration. Well, the same thing with realism. The great danger in realism is that the content, the emotional impact, or the quality of the work is such that it does not get beyond illustration. I like abstraction, by the way, that seems rooted in reality, and realism that seems rooted in abstraction. That's why I like so many of O'Keeffe's abstractions, because they came out of real events in her life. It would be wonderful to paint a painting of just a blue with really no objects involved, but a blue that was so evocative of looking at, let's say, a New Mexico sky, that it made you feel the way you feel when you look at a New Mexico sky. But that is much easier said than done, you see. It would be a subject. You would have to be sensing it very strongly every moment you were working on it in order to possibly get it across. Whitman said something about subject matter, and it's really scalding. He said, "If my poem of the river does not smell of the river, then my poem of the river is not good." Agnes Martin used to tell me, "Oh, Woody, we've just got to get a little bit of the truth into our work. Even a little bit is enough. Even a little bit is enough." Because in the end, that's what people respond to. They respond to the quality.